Hey guys, welcome to episode number 3. Here I have Jeffrey Perez, compatriota centroamericano.
Yes, Salvadorian, man. Uh, 24 years old, man. Jeffrey Perez, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was really funny when I met you. I think I can count with my fingers the amount of powerlifters I've seen squatting over 700. And it's funny enough that you're one of them.
Yeah. I mean, like, honestly, to be honest, coming up from powerlifting, I never believed I would squat 700. My goal was always six.
Nice. 6,
So,
right? That
six.
was the main thing, yeah?
That was the main goal. The main goal was six because I squatted 500 the first time on a barbell. The
Okay.
495, 5 plates. That was basically 500 pounds to me. So that was like the goal. Like, oh, now I gotta chase something bigger. So 600.
So now you got hit with the bug.
Yes.
Now, something I want to, this is like, you being a young power lifter, so you came in what year do you start?
I started 2021.
So 2021, that's after pandemic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after the pandemic.
Yeah, and correct, yes. Okay, so tell me, what was your background
My
before
back
powerlifting?
Before powerlifting, it was wrestling high school. I played like sports like outside and like in school. Like I would try everything. So middle school, I would try like everything. Like I'll play soccer, basketball, indoor hockey, outdoor baseball, like everything. Like literally, I play
Just
everything.
went around sports
Yeah,
and
just
recreational.
yeah. I mean, like I was just trying to do every sport I can.
Did you excel in any of those?
Nah, I did not because I feel like I always put this mindset. There was always this mindset of like, yo, you're 5'5". You're probably never gonna be good at like half of those sports unless it's like soccer, you know. But it was like, I think that's one thing. It was more like I have to bring my confidence up because being short is just like it's always like, oh, you're not gonna be good at basketball. You're not gonna be good at football. You're not gonna be good at all these other sports because all those guys are like 6 foot,
Yeah.
taller than you. But I think that's what made me go into like wrestling, because I was like, yo, maybe I might do good in this sport. And then I was like, yo, I am doing good in this sport. Wrestling was that sport that I was like, yo, I'm gonna do good in it. And then it was my grades that really brought my downfall in wrestling. But besides that, it was just like it was gonna get me stronger, get me better. And then also like I was inspired from Mayweather, Mike Tyson, these boxers, these short boxers, and half of the wrestlers are like probably like the strongest wrestlers ever are short,
Sure, yeah.
are short people. Like they're literally what girls like literally girls were like 110 beating boys at 110 pounds,
Right.
and they were like short.
And this was the first time you ever got coached
This was the first time I ever got coached. Yeah,
for anything. How was that experience?
getting coached for wrestling, it was like, well, the wrestling coach at my school, because we weren't funded like that, so it wasn't really that good until the second year.
Okay.
I retried it again, but since my grades were really low, I didn't get to wrestle as much, like for like my team basically.
Right.
I only got to practice. You know what
Right.
I mean? But I never got to get on the mat again.
Yeah.
Because of the grades. But besides that, it was just like, oh, it's the first time my coach is actually a coach and actually did wrestling.
Oh,
Because the year
nice.
before that, my coach was never a wrestler ever. So we were getting coached by my captain of the wrestling team. So it wasn't like
Uh,
that. So
huh. Interesting. So when is it lifting and going to the gym came about?
so my brother basically made me go to the gym with him one time. We went to Planet
Nice.
Fitness and we did arm day. We did like a long arm
Of
day.
course, on a Friday.
Yeah,
On a Friday.
on a random Friday, and then we did arms, and I remember like we did cardio after, and then like honestly, I literally threw up. I threw up after the workout. I don't know if it was because of what I ate or I just barely drank water or whatever it was. It's just like it was too much. It was exhausting, and I was like,
So it's
yeah,
humbling.
it was humbling, bro. So I think that's when I vomited, and then I took his membership card from the Planet Fitness because he wasn't going to the gym. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna use it. So that's when I was going to. In the morning, I wake up, go play basketball in school, and then I'll go to wrestling practice, and then I'll go to the gym after. and I would use his
Oh,
card.
so you're pretty busy.
Yeah, I was always active, always
So
active.
when you were going to the gym when you started that, do you go by yourself?
I always go by
So
myself.
what were you doing?
I was just doing like the chest, like the Smith machine squats,
Okay.
Smith machine bench.
So just picking up a muscle a day?
Yeah, I would just do like a bodybuilding workout.
Yeah.
Like oh legs on this day, arms, then back, and then all this other stuff. And then I'll just do it like that. And then basically I got into the habit of being like, oh, I'm gonna be precise and I want to be precise in my sport. I want to be the best in my sport. So like, I want to be the strongest. I want to have the strongest legs. I want to be great because I'm 5'5",
Right.
and every guy I'm
So
gonna
that's the
wrestle,
motivation.
and every guy I'm gonna wrestle is gonna be taller than me, stronger than me. And I'm basically singing the Justin Bieber song, but
Yeah.
it's the truth. These
Yeah.
guys got longer arms. I'm 170, and I'm like, yo, I gotta get stronger. So that I think that was the motivation, and then also like it was the summer. I was playing
So
basketball. I was playing basketball, soccer. I was going to the gym because they had before you turn 18 years old in Planet Fitness, they give you like a free 2 months or something like that
for vacation
for
time. I think
vacation for
the city did that. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I was going to the gym every day, and I would go to play basketball every day, soccer every day, and that was just
Oh.
like me trying
And you
to
still was playing all sports while you were lifting.
while I was lifting. Yeah,
So did that spike like an interest of like let me search of how should I be training for X, Y, and Z sport, or would you just go in randomly and
I
do
would
stuff?
literally I would literally just go and do whatever I want to do. Like I wasn't
Yeah.
even thinking about like, oh, I need to be strong in this sport. Like I need to be have the strongest legs. I wasn't
Yeah.
thinking about that stuff. I was just thinking about let me be active because
Just
I'm
be there constant.
exactly. Let me just be there, and then I'm gonna get stronger. I'm probably gonna get stronger. I'm probably gonna look better. But most of the thing was like, yo, I want to be active. I want to be like as soon as I go back into school, which was my last year of school, I want to be the best when I touch the mat again in wrestling. So this
Right.
was my junior year, going to my
So that
senior.
was that summer, yeah.
So that was that summer,
And it still was only on your own.
and I was still.
Nobody tag along, anybody? You didn't have meet
I
somebody
did
in the
have
gym,
so
show you the ways or
I didn't like he didn't really show me the way. It was one of my boys. He was going to the Marines.
yeah.
So he was JROTC.
Okay.
So he was in that, and then he was in that program, and basically he basically showed me like, oh, like just do the
So
Arnold
it's prepping for
press.
boot camp.
Yeah, basically, but I was doing like Arnold presses,
Yeah.
and I was doing like a lot of shoulder workouts, leg workouts with him, and I would just keep up with him, and then
Yeah.
and then I started going by myself, and then I'll go play basketball after for a little bit, and then like that's literally what my schedule was, just the gym, just the gym.
So now I see it. Now it comes from being consistent,
Yeah,
sticking to it, going at it, just see what happens, just motivated to do whatever you wanted to do because of being the underdog.
yeah, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like that's what some people want that story for themselves, and I feel like I was thinking that myself, like, yo, I'm the underdog.
Yeah.
I'm the underdog. I'm the underdog because I'm 5'5",
Yeah.
and I'm like 170. So I was just like, I don't want nobody pick on me when I go
That's
back.
right.
Nobody pick me up. So when I'm on the mat, I don't want nobody to slam me. So I want to just be like
Yeah.
grounded. And I think that's was the motivation of like, and honestly, that helped after school. That helped going to the gym again.
And then how was that comeback in wrestling after that season, after that summer
So that
training?
after that summer,
Did it pay off?
it paid off wonderful because I was like honestly, I was going against my captain,
Yeah.
and he was really strong. He was like probably like the strongest kid there. Like he was a black dude, freaking just awk. And I was like, bro, like this kid is just, bro, like, you're 17 years old, and you're just mad strong, bro, for no
Yeah.
reason. And I'm like, and he was my weight, so I was
Yeah.
just like, is either I wait for my captain to wrestle, because if you know wrestling, then you know that they only pick one
Yeah.
to wrestle. Because if there's only one person on the other school, it's gonna be 170 pounds. Is either me or my captain.
Right.
So either I become better than my captain, or I just watch from the side, the
Right.
bench. Oh, like I'm gonna have to wait for my captain
Right.
to wrestle every single time. But I didn't want that. But then I didn't get to have that either because of my grades. So my
Oh,
grades
I
start going
see.
down, and then I'm like, yo, because I was so tired.
Yeah.
Because all that hard work, and I was like sleeping during class, and I'm like, oh, maybe this is not even good for me.
Oh, so you're still
Educational
trying to
wise,
find out,
because like I
correct?
was super tired. I was exhausting myself, working out, playing basketball in the morning, waking up earlier than I should, and going to play basketball in the morning in school. And then I'm like getting tired because of
So this
that.
is before school
This
starts?
so basically they will have like the basketball courts open,
Yeah.
and I will wake up around like 5 a.m. to make it to school at 6, so I could play basketball in the morning
Nice.
before school starts, and then basically play
Oh,
like two pickup games, and then I'll go have breakfast, and then like literally I would just be like, oh damn,
I'm
I'm
tired to
tired
school.
now.
Yeah, I
Now I'm
know.
tired. Now I'm only staying up for like 4 classes, and I'm feeling like I was failing math, and I was failing. I think I was failing social studies because those were like the two classes in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I was like, damn, because I was falling asleep during those classes. And I was like, and then, they pulled me to the side. It was like, yo, Jeff, you're failing your classes and, you just got to catch up to them. They would just put you back on the team. And I just never made it back. So I lost motivation of being in being in wrestling.
Yeah.
But I never lost the motivation to be in the gym. That's
So
one
you
thing.
kept the gym. So the
I kept,
wrestling fell off after that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, wrestling fell out because I was like, I'm never going back because
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard for me to make it back because this is like, I think this was like in wrestling starts around like November or
Hmm.
October or something like that. So I'm like, yo, I'm never making it back because now, by the time I make it back, these guys are probably gonna be already wrestling
Yeah.
and during the season. So I mean, that's why I feel like I just never. I didn't lose the motivation for wrestling. I just was like, yo, I'm never gonna make it back. So I was like, that motivation of like having to do school, like doing those classes and try to pass those
Yeah.
classes, it was just like terrible. It was just like, I'm never gonna pass those classes. I'm never gonna catch up. I don't know why though, but it was just like, damn, do I really want to be on a mat again so bad? And I
Right.
was just like, that's what I think my mindset was like really messed up after that.
Yeah. And then how long it took you to like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to the gym, do this, or that's when you actually came back to powerlifting, or you did something else.
No, honestly, I did not know about powerlifting.
Okay.
So, um, if you remember 2019, after that, COVID happened.
Yeah, that was my last year competing in
So,
powerlifting.
so that year, um, after the wrestling season, basically, COVID happened in March,
Right.
and then,
Nobody could work out.
nobody could work out. So what I started to do is ride my bike and do pull-ups at home, do push-ups at home, and I was watching a lot of like Mike Tyson, a lot of wrestling, like college wrestling, a lot of boxing, a lot of, and then I found powerlifting. I the
How that came about? Just researching, or
I saw Larry Wheels.
okay,
I saw Larry Wheels lifting, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
like YouTube type of
Like
thing?
YouTube, yeah,
Okay.
YouTube, like YouTube. Literally, I was like, yo, Larry Wheels is like strong as hell, and I'm like, damn. And then I found Russ Swole, and I found I just it was just that thing amazed me about like, yo, these guys are lifting heavy weights. Strongman, my bad,
Yeah.
strongman too as well. Brian Shaw. I
Yeah.
was like, yo, like these guys are pulling, and I also like WWE. So like my
Right.
life. So it's
Right.
just like
They look jacked and
if you
strong.
if you know Mark Henry, if you know Big Show, if you know John Cena, then those guys were like, bro, the strong guy is always amazing
Correct. Yeah.
because just like, bro, these guys are 7 foot tall, 500 pounds, picking each other up. John Cena always amazing because it's just like, bro,
Explosive.
explosive,
Strength.
strong, and then
Same on Brock
also that
Lesnar.
is just like, yo, you're watching all that stuff, and it's like, how can this not be motivating?
Yeah.
So that motivated me more to be like, yo, they want us to stay inside, but I can't stay inside because I'm like,
Yeah.
if I stay inside too long, I'm just gonna be eating, I'm just gonna be sleeping, I'm just gonna be bored, I'm just gonna get fat, and then that happened.
And that actually happened.
That actually happened. So like my mom was selling food, and I'm like, yo, like my mom was just cooking all the time, and I was just eating. I was just
Yeah.
eating, constantly eating, and then I just started sleeping. I just started like laying in bed,
That was
and
throughout the pandemic. Once everything opened,
yeah,
do you
I
were
I
in
was I,
shape, or
I
you were just like,
so
I
I
need
was
to
out
do
of shape. I
something?
was out of shape.
Correct.
I was like 190 maybe. And I was like, yo, as soon as they open the gyms, I'm gonna go back to the gym.
Okay.
But then before that, I was going to the park. I was riding my bike again,
Mm-hmm.
and I was doing push ups and pull ups at the park where nobody was at, you know. And then, you know, obviously they took out the basketball courts and all that stuff. So I was like, damn, there's nothing to do here. I can't play basketball.
Right.
So then I'm like, I'm just
Oh,
doing
right.
pull.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember that. Yes, they
they
shoot
took out
off
the
the.
nets.
Yeah. They didn't want
They didn't
too
want
many
nobody playing
people.
basketball. They
Yeah.
didn't want nobody being next to each other. So I just found that habit of just like, I don't want to be home because I was already home playing 2K every day.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing video games. I was playing with my god brother, my friends on the internet. I'm just like, you know, just staying
Mm.
home, and that's like, I think that was just making me like, I just lost that dopamine of like, yo, I need to be doing something.
Now, when you came back, let's say when gyms open, you
Yeah.
went back to the same gym that you started, or was it a different atmosphere, different people?
So, so funny thing is, I went to the Jamaica Blink, the Blink
Yeah.
in Jamaica Ave, and that was the first gym. But before, they remember they used to have like a capacity of like how many people they could have in there. So I
Yeah.
used to wait on lines, and then I'll be like, "Yo, I can't wait my turn. I can't wait my turn." But then, like that having to wait my turn made me want to be like, "Yo, I want to be there earlier now."
No, I
You
see.
know,
So
so
you
I
came
was
back
like,
to the same habit
yeah.
of being
So
the
it's just
first
like,
guy
yo,
early
I
and
want to
getting
be the
started.
first. Exactly. So that brought me back to the habit of like, and then I met people at the gym that knew about powerlifting, that knew
Oh, so they
about,
knew about that. There you go.
yeah,
So now this is your introduction to powerlifting.
exactly. But it was not like, it wasn't as soon as you think it would
Yeah.
be. It was like more like later into the gym.
Yeah.
I just came in, started doing cardio, started doing bicep curls, started doing legs. And then I was just like, then I met a friend, I forgot his name, but he basically was like, yo, let's do barbell squats. And I was like, let's do it then. Let's do barbell squats, let's do deadlifts, let's do bench. You know, I never done it.
So you were doing mostly machines and
I
things
was
like
doing
that.
machines. I was doing like Smith machines. I was doing
Yeah.
Smith machine incline, and then I was just doing Smith machine squats and all those stuffs. Deadlifts on the Smith machine too.
Yeah. Hey.
But you just gotta get it how you
Yeah.
can, you know.
Yeah.
But then I met this kid, and he was like, "Yo, let's do barbell squats," and then that's when I attempted 495.
That exact same time.
That same time, I literally was like, "Yo," he was like, "Yo, let's." I got knee wraps. Let's put some knee wraps. You got the bell already. You got the wrist wraps. Let's just go on a squat.
Without knowing how to squat,
Just without
just practicing how it feels, and that's how you went.
exactly like one plate, two plate, three
Yeah.
plate, four plate.
Yeah.
But obviously somebody helped me a little bit.
Of course, that's fine. Yeah.
Obviously. But then I was like, after that guy helped me, his name is Rick. I forgot his name, man. Rico.
Okay.
He helped me. He was like, "Yo, I got you," and then he helped me up.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, "Yo, I want to get it by myself."
Right.
And so then
So
that's
then,
when,
so squat was the first thing, and
yeah,
that's the
squat
one
was the
that hooked
first
you up.
thing. And then bench was like the hardest thing to get up. Bench was like the hardest thing to like accomplish.
What was your first bench the first time?
I think it was like 205.
And how old were you then?
I was like 19, maybe 19.
Yeah, it was funny. I started at 20,
Yeah,
and the first time I touched a bench press was the bar and a 5. And I
that's crazy.
almost shit on my pants.
That's
I
crazy,
couldn't lift it.
bro. I mean, like, I mean those.
That was my
I mean,
first bench. That's literally my first
honestly
bench.
though, like I feel like if anybody was to go into the gym, right, even if you're a beginner,
Yeah.
just do the Smiths.
Yeah.
Like Smith machine bench obviously helps,
Yeah.
because it helps you learn how to get tight, and then obviously
Takes
now,
the balance off. It's
yeah,
yeah.
then you start doing the barbell, then you
Yeah.
start doing like a 25, and then a
Yeah.
35, and then a 45, then out of nowhere you just start, oh, now I could bench 225, and that's what I always say is like, yo, is don't ever be scared to start the gym.
Yeah. So starting. Yeah. Just keep it consistent, and at some
Bro,
point it leads you somewhere.
it's gonna lead you to probably your best physique,
Yeah.
your most strongest, your most best looking, whatever.
So how far from that time that you started squatting was it that you decided like? Is it that you decided, okay, I'm strong, I can do this, or was just like, you know what, we'll all my friends around there, we're gonna sign up to a meet, I'm gonna do it. How did that came about when you decided, you know what, I'm a power lift, or I'm gonna sign up for the first meet?
So funny thing is, it didn't start right away.
Okay.
So it took my time actually. I was like, I think I waited maybe a year
Okay.
to actually get stronger.
Were you now in that year? Were you training for powerlifting in mind, or still doing whatever?
So like I think it was more like power building.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
So it was just like it was like, oh, I'm gonna just do my main lifts and then do whatever
Accessory into
accessories
failure.
until exactly. And then it was just like I did that for since like from like when I started to like when I found out about powerlifting, and then when I found out about oh, you can actually compete in this stuff.
So building foundation, which is what everybody's supposed to be doing when they
Yeah.
start.
So then I was like, yo, I want to chase a 500 deadlift. So I deadlifted. My best deadlift before I competed was before I even thought about competing was 525 with wrist wraps, and then without that I couldn't pull nothing. But I think that's what was my bad. That was like because I didn't know what chalk was.
Yeah, of
No one
course, you
had
don't know how
chalk.
to probably use your lats properly and
Yeah.
just gripping.
So it's just like, yo, I'm
Yeah.
gonna use the straps, and then till I went into 2022, I was like, yo, I started talking to somebody about coaching. I was like, yo, who do
So you actually went and seek for a coach.
Yeah, actually, I literally posted on my Instagram story. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
if you guys know about a coach, hit me up. Or if you are a coach, hit me up or whatever.
Yeah.
I want to compete. And I already had a set time
Right.
on from April. So from when I hired my first coach, and then my set time was already September, my first competition. So I already had a set time. So this was
Oh, okay,
2022.
so you need a coach to help me to that set time. You know
Exactly.
what's really funny is it's interesting because uh, you're the first one that I meet that started with a coach. A
Yeah.
lot of people that actually start, they figure it out. Then a group of friends sign up, either peer pressure or you noticing that okay, my friends powerlift, but I'm somehow similar strength, and then
Yeah.
okay, I'll do it with you and see what happens.
Yeah.
And then usually another guy tells you more or less what to do,
Yeah.
and then once you figure it out, like okay, this is what powerlifting meet is.
Yeah.
Then now I need some help. I want to be strong X, Y, and Z. So you even before knowing what that meant,
Yeah.
you said okay, there's some kind of expertise that I don't know, and I was that coming from that wrestling background? Because
It, it
like I
was.
need a
It
coach.
was, and it was also coming from like, if you want to be good at something, you need somebody behind your back. You always need somebody to be on your side and to give you that extra boost of confidence. And this is why I tell people like, yo, don't be scared to hire a coach,
Right.
because even if you could do it by yourself, look how much you could do 10 times better with a somebody that actually knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, I need somebody that actually knows what they're doing, had been doing this. And I'm like, if I want to compete, I need to know the rules. I need to know the standard of like, depth,
Yeah. And this is 2022 rules.
this was 2022.
This is not like we need
This was-
tidy whities under your singlet.
Yeah.
This is the rules of my days. Tidy whities were a requirement.
No, I mean they still were a requirement, but I remember. No, I remember my first comp. I was like, "Yo, do I do it with no thing or do I?"
Right. Nobody wanted to split cheeks, at the bottom of a squat. You gotta buy the little tiny whiteys.
That's so true, because I remember I was packing for my first meet, and I was like, "Yo, should I bring tidy whiteys, bro? Should I bring the white?" And I was like, "Yo, bring them. You might have to wear them under your singlet." And I was like, I don't know, man. I feel mad weird because I don't wear these kind of I don't wear these kind of briefs. I wear boxes, bro. He's like, bro, you can't wear boxes because
That's
they
so
show. And I was like, oh damn, all right, fine. I'll
That's awesome.
tidy whiteys, man.
Now you can see the difference between like the new age versus the old age, and certain things, certain rules were different.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still a rule about like the whole sleeve touching the singlet.
No, it's still a rule.
That's still a rule,
Yeah.
right? Even now that you wear a suit,
Yeah. No, I mean,
if the suit's allowed,
the full length
yeah,
singlets. I think they're now is like you have to have the deadlift socks.
okay,
The deadlift socks have to be showing. The sleeves is okay to have it over that.
right.
But I think they're allowing that because people are, that's a sense of style now.
Yeah, it's a style.
And I think people say it's easier for them now because they can pull the seats easier now, which makes sense. I low key want to wear a full length.
Right.
But I want the black.
I mean, as far as I'm thinking is, from my experience, In a powerlifting meet, everybody needs to go to the bathroom every 5 minutes.
Bro.
Caffeinated, nervous, taking the whole singlet out.
Trust me, bro. Even if you wear like just a regular singlet, even if you wear a regular
I know,
singlet,
it's a nightmare.
like,
yeah.
and then you're like, yo, bro, I need help pulling it back up. You know, after going to the bathroom for the number 2, you know.
Yeah. Now,
But-
good question. Let's go. Let's just take it back a little bit to that first meet.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Did you hire a coach? Will you
hired a
find
coach.
somebody? How was that interaction with the coach and you at that specific time?
So it was like, yo, look, this is my goal. I wasn't really thinking about numbers.
Yeah.
It was more like, yo, if you could get me to my strongest, then get me there, you know?
How far from that meet do you actually hire the coach?
So it was from April till September. So it was what,
5-6 months.
5-6 months, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that was a good amount of time.
Yeah, that's the prep. That's usually what a prep is. Yeah.
Times to learn,
Yeah.
to get better, to get stronger. So from that time, I was like, yo, just get me to where I want to be, and I just want to win. And you know, training was going good. I didn't warm up.
Was it something that you expected, the training,
Training,
or was completely something new to you?
it was new to me because it was more like, okay, our main focus is our main lifts. You know, the
Yeah.
main focus is like, progression.
Yeah.
It's not like progressive like.
Do you start a linear?
What I mean?
So linear periodization, 5 pounds every week type of thing.
No, because it was more like, I think it started more like, yo, we're gonna jump like 10 pounds or jump 15 pounds. So it was like more like different. Like I would say, I was a big squatter. So
Yeah.
like
Even from the get go.
even from the get go, because I was squatting like 545. You know,
This is on that prep.
this was like literally before I even hired him.
Okay, so okay, from the time that you hired him, you're already on the 500 plus.
Yeah, I was already on 545.
How about the other lifts?
I think I benched 305
Okay.
for 1 rep, and then I deadlifted 551 with straps.
And then was this powerlifting standards or bro standards?
This was like just my standards.
Just up and down, touch and go, whatever it goes, whatever.
Touch and go.
Okay, good.
Try to get it up.
Okay, so
then-
then, do you have any issues in that coaching experience going through with the meet? As far as like now, there's referees, there's boss, there's specific commands. Did that bother you?
No, because you know why? Because we didn't get into that until until prep.
So you was just still getting stronger with the
I was still getting
guidance.
stronger without the. I mean, we paused.
Yeah.
Of course, we did everything we had to do. You
Okay.
know, we got better with the depth.
Yeah.
You know, started changing up things with my feet.
Were you getting more motivated then? Now that you have a coach guidance and know more or less
Yeah.
what a way to go.
Yeah, I had so much freaking. I was like, yo, I'm so motivated to get better now, because I remember like, I think it was in June. I squatted 578 pounds.
And was this an in-person coaching or this is an
Yeah,
online
this is
coaching? Because this is a new thing
This
too.
was like, so he was coaching me online, and he was also coming to train me in person, like teaching me things here and there.
Oh, so it's kind of like a hybrid.
During the prep,
Yeah.
he was like, "Yo, here's how you do this," But like I was just like, I was happy to have him by my side as well.
Of course.
Because I feel like if it was online, I would be like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I'm coachable, you
Yeah.
know. So it was just easy for me to be like, oh, I gotta do what he's telling me to do, because if I don't do what I have to do, I'm gonna fail.
How do you feel the first maybe a week off from the meet? How was like, where were you in? Like, I know that feeling of like being either fatigued or not necessarily confident enough, or did you feel confident, or where were you at that week, 2 weeks before the meet?
So 1 week out, we failed 606.
This is first meet.
This is my first meet, so I
Yeah.
failed 606. I failed my deadlift, 578 pounds. I failed it, and my bench was the only thing that went up.
Okay.
330 was my best bench at the time, and that went up fast. Like it was just a little bit grind, but it was.
So you felt it on the meet or the week before, you said?
This was the week before.
Okay, and then it's a week into the meet.
Week going into the meet,
Yeah.
taper week.
Yeah.
Everything feels like it's going in place, and
Yeah.
then the day before my competition, we're like, yo, how we're gonna make it there, And then
Was it this? Okay, so your first competition, you said Rochester?
Rochester, yeah. This was USAPL Rochester.
USAPL. Okay, so now you have to walk things out and things.
Yeah, we
Okay.
have to. I was like, yo, we have to make it there. And then it was an 8 hour drive, from Jamaica
Yeah,
to
that's
Rochester.
I
It's a long
remember.
drive. And then I was like, got there, and I was trying to. I actually cut weight for this competition, which is crazy.
As you were going, or like
Yeah,
kind of overnight
I
thing.
literally did a water cut before I left my house.
All right, for advice for the audience, so everybody's doing their first meet. No business cutting weight. Your only job is
Bro,
to get stronger, experience your meet,
yes,
go at it.
bro,
You're in the strength business, not in the weight loss business.
bro. Trust me. Me, listen. I was trying to compete at 90 kg.
Hmm.
I remember I messed up because I was like, yo, I used to work at night, so I was like, yo, you think chicken cutlet is gonna mess my water cut?
Chicken cutlets.
So I just ate a chicken cutlet, and then we still did the water cut, and I think I waited around like no, I waited like 202 pounds before we went upstate.
Yeah,
So then, like, we did the water cut, and then I was like, oh, I'm feeling better. 200 pounds. We could probably make weight by the time I get there.
yeah.
But then, when we were driving there, the guy that was driving us, he was falling asleep. So I was trying to stay up so I could keep him up. And then I was like, yo, I'm getting stressed out because I'm scared because this guy might fucking fall asleep on the.
Yeah.
And then, bruh, luckily we had somebody else in the car that could drive. They switched seats, and then we made it there. And then basically he had another client competing, and she competed in the morning, and I competed in the afternoon. So basically, we had to drive there.
Morning, night, yeah.
So we had to drive there in the morning.
Yeah.
So this was from like, I think we left around like 10 p.m. or something like that, or like, and then we got there like very very early. And then I remember like she was gonna go into her competition, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna get some sleep because I didn't sleep.
Yeah.
So basically, I slept like the whole competition that she was competing, and then I locked in for my competition. And then,
How did it go?
so it's funny.
Because now you have a guidance, so now you know how to.
It's funny because I still had to cut.
Yeah.
So we were trying to make weight still,
That day off.
that same day of. And then I was weighing around like, I think like 200 pounds or something like that, or 202 pounds. And then we did the spin the cup. We did the sit in the hot car for 30 minutes and then cool off and then walk a little bit. And then basically I didn't make weight.
You
Still.
didn't.
No, I waited at 199 pounds, not 198 pounds. And then we were like, oh, they might let me slide. But I think it was a blessing in disguise
Yeah.
because, like, I would have lost if I would have done 90 kg.
Yeah, that's fine. So
But,
you went up on the
so
weight
I went
class?
up to
Yeah.
100.
Okay.
And then I only got my opener squat, 540. And then I got my second attempt on bench, 330. And then I got my opener. So I went 5 for 4, 5 for 9.
Okay.
So, no, 4, sorry. Yeah, that's 4 for 9.
So yeah, correct.
So I got my opener on deadlifts, my opener on squats, and then my second attempt on bench.
So you missed the second and third attempt.
Yeah.
So was it because just the weight chosen, or the referee, or what was it?
I was just failed.
It was just couldn't move.
I couldn't move.
Okay.
The squat, I couldn't move.
Okay.
And then the bench, the last attempt, I think I failed because like I just couldn't get. Like I got stuck right here, and I was like, okay, cool, we still PR'd on the bench.
Yeah, that's fine.
We matched the PR. Deadlifts. So I used to deadlift really close to my chins.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know, but when you do that, your bar path is just bad.
Flat, yeah.
So I only got 523 pounds at
Right.
the time. So I was gonna go up to like I think 540 or something like that, and then I failed because of like I couldn't get it up. And then this third attempt, my back started cramping up, and I was like, yeah, I can't get this up.
Thing or two about cramping.
And then and then I won. I won my first competition.
On that same meet, you bought the first one.
Yeah, I won. Yeah, that's
Oh, nice.
my first competition. I won that one. I got first place. And I went 4 for 9. I was like, yo, how did I win? You know?
So then, the ride home, because it was a ride home, you
Yeah.
were beat down. You didn't necessarily express what you wanted to, but yet you still win. What was going through your head?
Uh, it was more like I wanted to get better.
So you went more motivated. Okay, I can do
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Because I think getting that first place medal was like, yo, Jeff, you're strong because, you didn't do your best. So imagine you at your best
Right.
because you're not at your best yet. So how about we don't do a water cut and then, we just get stronger. And basically that's what I did. I was like, I went back into the gym, but my first training block going back into training, I got my back started cramping up. And I know why, because I wasn't warming up.
No, we're not, man.
I was like, yo, I didn't know how to warm up. I didn't know how to do anything. So I was just like going into training like, yo, let me just do whatever I can. Let me just see what I can do. And then my back started cramping up. And then after that,
So now you consider yourself a powerlifter. You were training for
yeah,
powerlifting. You were in the mix of powerlifting.
because, back then, if you never competed in
Right.
powerlifting, you can't call yourself a powerlifter.
Well, that still applies today in my world.
Exactly. You have to, exactly till this day.
Powerlifting is a sport.
Pow-
The ones that belong to the
Exactly.
sports and compete in the sport, they're called themselves powerlifters.
Exactly. So, I mean, to be honest, I didn't really call myself a powerlifter until I was like, yo, I want to do a competition.
Yeah.
I think that's what made me do my competition. I think so. I think everybody was like, yo, you're not a powerlifter until you compete.
That's right.
You're not a powerlifter until you compete. You can't call yourself a powerlifter. You can't call yourself a bodybuilder. You can't call yourself a bodybuilder if you haven't done the show. And it applies to that too. It applies to everything you do. You can't call yourself a wrestler until you get on the mat and you wrestle somebody.
Right.
So it's just like that. It applies to every sport,
Correct.
So I think that's what's like, yo.
Well, you're part of that new generation too, because when you started, I remember that's usually when I left powerlifting because of the when I was competing, it was older crowd,
Yeah.
and then life happens, and then injuries here and there, and then right before that year, it was a transition in powerlifting. Like a lot of 19, 20-year-olds, they're just starting to.
Yeah.
And like in my case, I was a 110.
Yeah.
So now for 10 people, went to like 2 people. There's not too many 20-year-olds at 242.
But,
So
I mean,
at that time, talking about 2019, 2018.
I think that's what's honestly when I went into powerlifting. That first meet, there was a lot of young people.
Yeah.
There was a lot of young people.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of
That was a full transition here in
Yeah.
New York, which is the reason why I step out.
yeah.
Because in my weight class, there was not much competition at the time.
Mm-hmm.
The other weight class, they were pretty competitive. Because
No.
now is when I first start seeing this 165 pulling 700.
Yeah,
So to me, that was like, what?
bro.
What this is all about? And then I think in New York, and that's when USAPL start growing.
Yeah.
That was the year that really started picking things up
Mm-hmm.
as far as for USAPL.
Because I think that's when I think I could have found more like closer competitions. Like SNS had like a competition in October,
Yeah.
but I was like, yo, I want to have my time frame of like where I want to.
When do you want to compete?
But
Yeah.
at that time, there was so many people like competing, in the gym I was at. So
Yeah.
it was just like there were so many people competing, and
So now you're in an environment of powerlifters.
exactly. So it was just like that environment helped me, and then we also built a group of like people of like powerlifters at that gym, and we were just like, yo, powerlifting this, powerlifting that, and we'd just be competitive, and I was very very competitive, so I was just being like, yo, I want to be the best in this gym. I want to be the strongest in this gym.
Right.
And that's just my mindset.
And it will also get to building that community and help
Exactly.
each other out.
But that community helped me have that confidence because everybody was like, yo, Jeff could be this, Jeff could be strong. And then they see that, and then, you see everybody else, somebody's breaking a record, a deadlift record.
Yeah.
Somebody's breaking a squat record at your gym, and then you have OGs at the gym, that are really, really strong. And you're like, yo, what the hell? This guy is really, he's like freaking 50 years old pulling 700 pounds. And if you guys know who I'm talking about, I'm talking about Eugene. Yeah.
That's right.
So,
That's a legend.
yeah, I mean, that's why, those guys, Those guys were really, really strong, and I was just like happy to be around those guys,
Correct.
because they pushed me to be strong,
Yeah.
and um, that's when I was like, yo, I really want to be stronger than I was my first
So it was
competition.
funny because we had Brian last podcast.
Yeah,
So he's part of the first generation. You're
yeah,
part of the second generation of that gym.
yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, but they paved the wave,
Yeah.
like those Brian and those guys at that time paved the way for us to build something even greater, at that gym. So it was just like, yo, we got 2 racks in this gym. We have more power. We have more road plates. We have more powerlifting equipments. And that's what helped us pave the way, because they paved the way for us.
Right.
So
Because that was the struggle in our group. There's not much equipment or a group of powerlifting, but not necessarily wanted.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
And then I remember I was going to my second competition after that, which was states.
How far from the first one?
So September till March.
Oh, so you took about 6 months almost.
Yeah, so I
That's
was just
good.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was just like, yo, let me go into this competition
But now
now.
you're fully motivated. Now
Now I'm fully
fully in it.
motivated.
Now you're a powerlifter.
Exactly.
You still have the same coach?
I still have the same coach,
Okay,
yes.
nice.
And that time frame, we were really getting stronger. We were really, really getting stronger. We found the formula. He found the formula for me. So I would say he did the fives, the threes, and the singles.
Yeah.
So we did fives. I remember I squatted 575 pounds for 5 reps. And then I went into triples after that. And then I did 645 for a triple. And then we went into singles. And I remember going to singles, I was like, yo, we're probably going to squat maybe like 661. And then we squatted more than that. We squatted 711. So that's when I first touched
That must
700.
be a good feeling, right?
Bro, that feeling was amazing, man. And
Because there's only a handful of people that can squat over 700.
but that's why when I did it, it was just like, yo, this kid is coming up,
Yeah.
you know.
So
And
now you got the support from everybody. Everybody's seeing what
exactly,
you can
everybody was like,
do.
yo. And I was just talking to Matt about this. I was like, yo, like when I first squatted 700, it was just like everybody had their eyes on me because I was going to my first
Right.
biggest meet, states.
Yeah, states. Yeah.
And sadly, I bombed out, So we did a water cut again, even though I squatted 700 at 210 pounds.
Yeah.
And
So you wanted to cut one to what?
90.
188 again?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Didn't you learn the lesson for the first meet?
and then basically I basically did a crazy water cut. We did the sauna like 5 times maybe, and then we did the water bath. And then I woke up overweight. Then he's like, "Yo, go back into the sauna. We gotta
You
make weight."
dehydrated yourself out of it.
Exactly. So I was just like, I was going to the comp. And I was actually motivated. I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna do good. There's no way
Yeah.
I don't do good because
Yeah.
I slept stressed, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just like I had that motivation of like, yo, what I did last week, I could do it this week again.
Right.
Never brought myself down. In the warm up room, everything was going good.
Oh, really?
Everything was going good.
So no signs of
No
like
signs
anything.
of like, yo, Jeff legs are gonna give up. So everything was going up. Then my last warm up, it was 573 pounds. Our opener was 628, and I took that first attempt, got under that bar, walked it out, couldn't feel my legs,
Numb?
numb, bro.
Really?
I literally went down, tried to come back up, collapsed, and then the second attempt, he was like, "Yo, lock in," and then I went back into the platform, tried again, got up a little bit higher,
Same
dropped
thing.
again.
Oh
And
no.
then the third attempt, I was more motivated, and I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna get this up, bro. I gotta get on the board."
Yeah.
And then I walked it out, dropped, came back up a little bit higher than I did the second attempt, dropped again.
Yeah, but in hindsight, it's good to see this like only on your second meet. And even though you're going into state, which is a more recognized meet, you're getting a ton of experience of what not to do or to do
Yeah.
in a short time.
Yeah.
Usually it goes the other way around.
Yeah.
When you start going to this high level and things higher level years later, I'm gonna say, okay, let's not do this and that.
Yeah.
You start getting into the thick of it right off the start.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
very interesting.
Because I think it was more like, I felt like I could be at the highest level as soon as I possibly could.
Yeah.
I felt like I could
So
compete.
you always felt that.
I always felt that. Even after I bombed out, I was like, yo, let's do another meet. I want to qualify for nationals.
Okay.
Because that was the point. I wanted
Yeah,
to
that's the
qualify
whole
for
point. Yeah.
nationals. And basically, we did another meet. I squatted 628 on my second attempt. I benched 358, and then I deadlifted 578 pounds. That was my best deadlift meet at that time. And like literally, I had the number to qualify for Nash. And then Nationals opens, sells out.
No, of course.
So I couldn't sign up.
Oh.
And even though I think it was very, very close from that competition to Nationals.
You know what's really funny? I don't think. Oh, granted, when I was competing, there was no such a thing as you sold out for nationals.
Yeah.
I think that's now in today's world. It's like you literally open for national, it's sold out in 2 3 days later.
Yeah. But that's because like I think everybody is motivated to go to nationals. I think that's what is about the new generation is just like everybody wants to do nationals. Everybody wants to compete at the highest level now.
Now, something like because you were in the transition, right? What have you seen different from the generation on when you started? Do you think that something have changed, or is the same people that when you started are just pushing higher, higher, higher threshold?
I think from when I started, everybody that I started with got better. Everybody that I literally competed, even the people I competed against and I beat, they got better. Even the young guys that I watched as I was growing into the sport,
Yeah.
they got stronger. And I think that's because like the new generation is just like it's more science based lifting.
Correct. So follow program, and like you started with a coach.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of guys are like, "Yo, I want to get a coach. I want to get coached up."
Yeah.
And most of the time, it was just like they got coached up, they got better, they got stronger, and boom. It's just that science of like powerlifting now.
Yeah.
Because before, we were talking about this
Yeah.
before. It was more like, "Yo, get under the bar, pick it
Get
up,
to the grind.
and whatever you could do, get it up, get it, and get it done."
Yeah.
But I think now it's more like, yo, this is what we have to do. This is the game plan of like, yo, we're gonna go into this.
I'll say the masters of RPE is now.
Yeah, that's the master. Like, yo,
Masters of RPE is in today's powerlifting.
exactly. RP this, RP that. So I think that's what it is now. And honestly, till this day, I think RP is like helping the sport because it's just like people back then, if you actually see, they used to be like, yo, let me.
I'm all percentage. I never did RP.
Oh, percentage?
I always did percentage.
I mean, like.
But I knew
Yeah.
at some point that's not gonna click. So you either go down a little bit or switch things around.
I mean, like, okay.
But it's almost the same thing to a certain degree.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be because, like, you're doing 90% of your 1 rep max.
Right. So I base it on whatever numbers it is and I structure back down. So let's say in this meet, this is what my goal is. Then I scale it back down.
Mm-hmm.
This is 5 months out, 5, 6 weeks, whatever months out from the meet. Based on these numbers, percentage starts. 72, 75, give a window 2.5% and go back and forth until you hit a wall. Now you hit a wall, you got to rest up and then build it from there. So something that I notice in today's world that they're very good at RP and managing load. If it's not there, it's not there, no problem.
Yeah.
Stick to the program,
Mm-hmm.
which that I admire.
Yeah.
Like we started questioning, like, stop being a sissy.
Yeah.
Get your thing together. Go at it. Hit the wall again.
I mean,
but this time, hit the wall harder.
honestly, like, I'm a coach, so I feel like, for my clients, I think it was more like we're gonna go based off what we did before.
Right.
Like, I have a client named Nate Sean, right?
Yeah.
He competed at states this year, and he's going to nationals with me. So we attempted 551. You know, it was a big jump,
Yeah.
but we were like, yo, let's just attempt it. Let's see
Yeah.
what we could do. And you know, he his confidence was very low on the weight, but I
Yeah.
was like, it's okay. You know, we're gonna do it again. We found I found the formula for him, and now he squatted 402 for 5 reps.
Yeah.
He deadlifted 485 for 5 reps. He benched 270
Yeah.
for a triple. So that's like, I think that's why I feel like RPE is good,
It is.
and it is like, bro, we
No, we
could
need
push more than
more.
this.
Correct.
You know?
So yeah. So well, you can tell me because you're more in bed with the new generation. Like, but something that I see from the outside
Mhm.
is the lack of intensity.
Yeah.
So it might be good or it might be bad, but there is a lack of intensity that I feel when I see the new generation.
I don't think it's, for me it's different though, cause like I'm very intense.
Yeah.
I'm very intense. Like
Yeah, but you're not the majority.
yeah. So I think it's just like, even when it comes to my coaching, it's just
Yeah.
like I'm intense with my clients as
Yeah,
well,
of
because I'm
course.
like, yo, bro, I know you have more than this.
Yeah.
So we have to push more than that. You
Yeah.
know?
So do you also lead your clients with following the book,
I
or you have
I mean, like sometimes I'd be like, yo, bro, like we're gonna push it this week. Like we're gonna
okay?
push for another week,
Yeah.
because I feel like we left some, some fuel. We have more
So you
gas.
auto regulate as you go,
Exactly.
which I think that's a good thing.
That's a good thing,
That's a good
because it
thing.
builds confidence, it builds character,
Yeah.
and it builds like, if you don't know how to grind,
Yeah.
then how are you gonna learn how to grind a heavy weight?
Correct.
So like you have to put some weight
You
on.
adapt to it, know
Yeah.
what how your body responds to it, and
Exactly.
see what
So
happens.
even if you fail, at least you attempted it.
Yeah.
You know, I think now it's just like people are scared to
Yes.
fail.
Yes.
So people are not like, oh, I don't want to attempt 500 pounds because my best squat is 485. But bro, if you attempt 500 pounds, you don't know if you fail it or you
Right.
got it. You know, or
True.
you could at least grind it up.
Yeah.
You know, and then I mean that's the point of like intensity. Like, bro, you're gonna get stronger no
Yeah.
matter what.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that's why I feel like it builds character. When
It does.
it builds a lot of character.
But also, I think the pool on today's powerlifting is bigger.
yeah,
There's way more competitors,
yeah,
way more competition, I
yeah.
think.
I mean, I'm competing against 48 guys.
Yeah. That's a lot of
That's a lot
competition.
of guys.
So, yeah. So now, when it comes to like prepping yourself,
Yeah.
you have your coach, and you mentioned that you're also coaching. What do you see from like the level that you are currently in powerlifting versus your clients?
From when I started.
When they correct,
From when I started. From now.
because now we're talking what 5 years in.
Yeah. So I think now is more. I think from when I started, I competed against two guys my first competition.
Right. So now 5 years grew almost double.
I mean, my client competed against 4 people now. You know, but these are teenagers. You know what I'm saying? So, but look at it. I competed against. I was 20 years old.
Yeah.
You know, I was 21 actually. My first competition.
First competition.
So my first competition, I was 21.
Yeah, I was 27.
And I was like, yo, these guys are 19 years old.
Yeah.
Even the 16-year-olds are competing against 3 guys now.
Yeah.
Even even if you look at all the ages now, you have some competition now.
And that's what I like. Masters now is a thing on its own.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's so many competitors in Masters.
Bro, you have Master Nationals. You have, like there's guys that are competing against. There's 5 place now. There's 5th place now. Now you got 1st place, 2nd place, 3rd place, 4th place, 5th place.
And I know you. I know you're very competitive and you like to push the envelope a little bit. What's your goal in powerlifting? Personal goal.
Personal goal. I think it's I think it's numbers.
So now you're still chasing a big squat.
I'm still chasing a big squat. I'm still chasing. I mean, like now that I've been into powerlifting for a very long time, for 5 years, I've been watching a lot of big squatters.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Williams, Jesus Olivares, Ashton Ruska.
Yeah.
Those guys motivate me. Like when you see those big guys squatting, it's just like, how you're not impressed by a guy?
Flawless and easy.
Bro, yo, if you saw that squat from Ashton Ruska, the 400.5 kg, 880 3 pounds, I think
Yeah.
it is. That was amazing to me. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, that's the number I want. You
Mhm.
know, I want 400 kg on my back, you know?
Okay.
So I want to chase that number too. So that's the number I want. You know, I want to squat
So you
900
feel that
pounds.
you have the same drive now, 5 years in, that you had at the beginning.
And no, I think my drive is bigger now.
It's bigger now.
Yeah. Because I think I was more into like, yo, I want to win medals, win
That's when you started,
trophies.
yeah.
When I first started, I was like, yo, I
Okay.
want to win first place every single time.
Yeah.
I think now it's just like, if I win first place, I'm happy. But I want to squat this. I want to bench this. I
So
want
now
to
you're doing it
deadlift
for
this.
yourself.
Exactly. Now I'm doing it for myself, and also I'm doing it because my clients are doing it. You know, I
Right.
feel like if I don't do it, my clients are just gonna be like, "Yo, Jeff, why is Jeff not doing it?" You know what I mean?
And
So
indirectly, again, you're still being part of the community.
exactly. So I want to just be there pushing my clients because my clients push me.
Right.
You know, so I think that's what it is now, and also it's just like those numbers I really want. It's like I want to bench 551. I want to squat 881 pounds or 900 pounds. I want to deadlift 700 pounds.
Yeah.
You know, I want those numbers because it's just like that's what motivates me and that's what keeps me going and waking up every day and just like,
So you
yo,
still have the grind
that
on
drive.
powerlifting. You
Yeah.
have plenty of years. You don't think retirement. You think going at
I
it,
think,
numbers,
I think
just starting.
even if I touch 40 years old, I want to be the strongest master.
That's right.
You know, like even when I go into masters at 40 years old, I will be like, yo, I'm the first guy at master to squat 700 pounds.
Yes, that's the attitude.
So
It's awesome.
you know what's
Yeah.
crazy? I was actually talking to one of my clients, and he's like, "Yo, I want to compete at masters." I was like, "Okay, let me see the numbers they have
Yeah.
at my weight class, which is 242."
You
And
shoot the same numbers I'm
I
looking
think it
at.
was like 672.
7, 10 kilos.
Yeah, it was like 672 pounds squat. This is the best squat at masters.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yo, I think I could." If I was to actually continue doing this, like, you know, as a healthy
Yeah.
male, you know, you never know what happens. But besides that, you know, if I continue to be healthy, you know, at 40 years old, I want to squat 760 pounds.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
And it's possible.
it's
It's
possible. You know,
possible.
you gotta
It's
just
possible.
stay healthy,
100%.
man.
Yeah.
Keep eating your greens.
Yeah. Not your Pop Tarts and Sneakers on meat
Yo,
days, right? We were talking about it.
yeah.
Those were the snacks on my days. You get a Pop Tart and Sneakers. What do
Yeah.
you get now?
Now I think it's like
Rice
um,
cakes?
sour patches,
A bunch of sugar.
sour patches. You know, you see people bring their own like meal prep
Yeah.
now, and like, you know, Gatorade, and it's like no more Pop Tarts. You don't see that.
Nah.
You know,
Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms. You know what? I was talking to him. I was talking to Jose, and I was like, "Yo, man, maybe I gotta bring some Fruity Loops, man. Some
Yeah, I
Fruity Loops
know.
or some Lucky Charms or something, man. Now I gotta bring some cereal."
So now I'm a question. You came from for community. You start training in a community in powerlifting. You were around powerlifters. Now you have your own community also as a coach. You have your clients and everybody. What made you decide to be part of our community here? Like,
So
what was it driven? Because now you're in the thick of it. I see you in every single meet in New York.
yeah,
You're either working in the meet, you have clients in the meet,
yeah,
you're competing in the meets.
yeah,
You are everywhere in the meets, which is something I really admire
yeah,
because you're really into the sport, and
yeah.
that's something I don't see often.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see your devotion, I can see how motivated you are, and I can see how you really like the sport from zero, meaning from the guy who puts the weights in to the guy who has the best squat on the meet.
Yeah. So what brought me here was I was like, let me find a gym, you know, that, you know, I know people that train there or they have a good community there. And I didn't know you
Right.
at all. So, which is funny because
So I
I
met you
came,
at 7 in the morning.
yeah, I came here. I was like, yo, before work, I want to go train at this gym. And then I texted you at night. I was like, yo, what time does the gym open? And you're like, it open at 5. And I got here at 6 in the morning. And I was warming up for my 750 squat,
Yeah.
and I did it alone because I thought somebody was gonna be here, but nobody was here, and I was like, I was confused on how to get in, and I remember I was texting you at like 6 a.m. like, yo,
Yeah.
bro, how do I get in? How do I get in? And then luckily somebody opened the door for me, and then I came here, I did the sign in, and I trained here, and then I saw you and Brian, and then Brian was a familiar face, and I was like, yo, like this gym is actually nice, you know. And then I actually got a membership here, and people that come here already, I know them from the community,
Right.
from part of the community. So I know everybody that comes here, you know.
Yeah,
Even
that's true.
some of the
Because
new
New
people.
York
Yeah, New
community is
Year's
not that
is
big. Yeah.
New York is so small, but it's like so big at the same time
Yeah.
because you know you have people that are coming from another gym here, and then I ask them all the time like, why did you leave that gym to come here?
Right.
And they're always like, yo, because this gym is just cleaner, it's better. You know, you have your 6 p.m. people, you have your 4 p.m. people.
Right.
But even if you see the 6 p.m. people, they're all familiar faces, you
Right.
know? And they all have the same motivation of like, they want to get better, they want to be motivated. And honestly, I just like that about this gym. Is just like, I could be around people that have that same motivation as me,
Right.
you know? And even if I'm in a different level as
Right.
them,
Different strong.
you know,
The still the mindset, the
the
spirit
mindset's
still there.
the same, you know. And like I just wanted to find a gym because I was coming from Pure Gym, which
Right.
is Blink, but now it's called Pure Gym.
Yeah.
And I was like, y'all want to train at a national powerlifting gym?
Yeah.
And I found this gym,
Yeah.
and this was more convenient for me. And honestly, even if I was to train anywhere else, it probably wouldn't be the same.
Right.
Just because like I like the community here, and I know everyone here, and everyone is great. And there's no egos here.
Yeah. No
So
egos.
that's why I like this community here.
Yeah.
So, and especially you because
Yeah.
you're a great guy and you motivate me. And I'm like, yo, I'm seeing this guy. I'm seeing this guy want to be the greatest master, and I'm like, yo, like, you know, let me train with this guy. You know, we deadlifted together. You know, I watched.
Yeah, that was a good session.
You know,
though.
that was a good session, man. And you know, I just want to be better, and I just wanted to come into a community where I could be, you know, someone's guidance or even somebody's motivation, or somebody could be my motivation.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
so I think even if I was to ever feel like I want to give up, I have a community here.
Right.
I'd be like, yo, Jeff, you're not
No.
giving up on us,
Right.
man. Like you always tell me, like,
Yeah.
what you
I'm
mean
the
give
one.
up, man? What you mean give
Yeah.
up? Like, you know, put that 700 pounds on your back and squat it, man. But that's why I like about this community, and it's especially you because you're an actual owner of this gym that actually helps the community here and motivates every single person here. Because
Yeah. It
if
doesn't
you,
matter where you're
if
from.
you even when you're not here, I always say like, "Yo, Jose is a good guy," and everybody says the same thing. So that's why I like this gym. You know, I met a lot of owners at other gyms, and there might be cool people, or whatever, but you never know their motive. And I feel like
Yeah.
you're one of those guys that has a good motive and wants to help the community and wants to learn about the community here.
Yeah. Because I'm actually intrigued. Like
Yeah. I mean, look at
we're here
us.
sitting now because I don't know. I want to
Yeah,
get to know you
exactly. So
more.
I think that's why I feel like it's a good thing to be like, yo, you know, come into a gym where, you know, there's a great community and a great owner, and it's just like nobody wants to see nobody fail. Everybody,
Yeah, absolutely. And I can see you now, especially now coming for U.S. Nationals.
yeah, I mean,
You're right now. We're
5 weeks
starting
out.
what? On the peaking. We're starting the peak, right?
Next week, man. Next week I'm literally gonna call my coach tomorrow and be like, yo, what we're doing for prep and what's the goal, you know?
Yeah, I'm glad that you're home to actually get a full practice. Now you have the motivation. You're part of the community.
Yeah.
We actually look up to you
Yeah.
because you're strong. And
Yeah.
there's no denial on that. You're a
Yeah.
strong kid. I like to push you because I can see that potential. I can see that drive.
Yeah.
And it brings me to the reason why I started powerlifting.
Bro.
Even though, like I said, I'm about 6 years hiatus that I'm not powerlifting. You guys are the one who make me like, you know what? There's a comeback. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean to think about it like this, right? You stop powerlifting.
Yeah.
You made your gym,
Yeah.
right? And then out of nowhere, you just met a bunch of people
Right.
that motivated you to
Correct.
be like, yo, I want to get back on the platform.
Yeah.
You know, even though you knew Brian, you did not know half of us.
Yeah. No, nobody. You're the only guy that I know from here is Brian.
So imagine that
Yeah.
20 people come up to you, you meet new people, and then you're like, yo, we want to see you on the platform, bro.
Right.
Like,
I know.
you're gonna see us on the platform, but we want to see you on the platform. I
Yeah.
think that's what really is good about like this community. Is just like we all motivate each other.
Yeah.
Like me and Brian are competing at NAS together.
Yes, actually, you, Ryan, Jack, too.
Yeah, so I mean we're all competing. Jack too.
Yeah, Jack, yeah.
You know, we're doing nationals, and
Now that's exciting. Though this is your second nationals.
this is my second nationals. Yeah,
Hmm.
it should have been my fourth.
That's good, but this is
No,
the one
this
that
is
you're
the-
really putting all the chips in.
Yeah, exactly. Like I really want to squat 800 at this comp.
It's
But
cool.
like you told me, man, just lower the seventh attempt
Visualize
towards
it.
the second
Yeah.
attempt. And honestly, I think I'm probably gonna open up very, very heavy on squats.
Now just don't give too much numbers to your
Oh yeah,
competition.
yeah, my bad, guy.
You're there to
Oh
squat.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
It's crazy because like not a lot of guys squat 700, and
Yeah.
but they all pull more than seven. It's
Hey,
just
that's fine. It's a powerlifting. It's a
this,
three lift. You can't
no,
have them all.
you can't have it all. You
That's
can't.
fine. That's the
But
body.
that's like if you're 1% of the world, man.
Yeah, and it's something I tell you. Like in my times when I was competing, I was the weakest guy.
Yeah,
Everybody pulled more, and I think that's a New York thing.
yeah,
Everybody in New York has a great deadlift except me. you know, so
Yeah.
I know the struggle. It's
Yeah.
like my squat was decent in the times that I was competing, so I always have to make sure like I have a few pounds over, so
Yeah.
I can catch up a little bit on the deadlift.
I mean, that's the thing that we were like. That's the thing I was trying to talk about was like, you always want to play a smart game nowadays.
Yeah, correct.
Which is why like there's a lot of science behind everything
Yeah.
because you want to put a good game plan behind nationals, right? Because like, let's say you're 5 pounds behind somebody, but if they fail a second attempt, now you're
Correct.
20 pounds above them. But let's say they get the third, and you have your third still coming up.
Right.
You could play smart. You could be like, yo, let me just put 5 more pounds, and then they have to catch up to that 5 pounds.
Correct.
So now they got to pull 25 pounds to even tie you,
Yeah.
or 30 pounds to catch up to you.
Yeah, that's all part of the game, and which is the reason why you should compete as a powerlifter.
Exactly.
So you'll learn and experience these things. You're not competing against other people. Now there's game plans.
Exactly.
Now it's like, yeah, I know that I see your social media that you squat like that doesn't mean anything
Exactly.
until you're on the platform. I want to see where your mindset is.
Yeah.
I want to see, do you peak properly?
Exactly.
I want to see, do you call your attempts the right way? Because, yeah, you're all stronger, but can you put it in the platform?
Yeah.
So, look.
I mean, that's what happened to me my last comp.
Correct, yeah. And something that I always was proud of was my mindset on competition.
Yeah.
I was indestructible when I was competing.
Yeah.
I don't care who was around, who's stronger than who. We're here to compete.
Yeah.
So then that's something that I feel like a lot of people, especially nowadays, they call themselves powerlifters. They don't necessarily want to compete. They just want to be trendy.
Yeah. They
Just
wanna
because a lot of my friends powerlift, so I powerlift or power build, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But it's the beauty of the sport too. It's like the competition, the arena,
Yeah.
the buy from the people, the people that support you. Like that makes the sport fun.
Yeah.
That's a true powerlifting.
Yeah. I think it's just like also you have good competitions now.
Yeah, correct.
I mean the quality of these competitions are
Better.
absolutely beautiful and they're better. Like look at New York States.
Yeah.
New York States was a beautiful competition.
Yeah.
Last year Nationals was a beautiful competition. They got Sheffield now. They
Yeah.
got Worlds.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to compete at Worlds? Who doesn't want to compete at Sheffield? These are the things that motivate everyone that does it. And then someone might see their friend competing,
Yeah.
and they'd be like, "Yo, I want to do what you did, bro." And then bring them in.
Now let me ask you, what would you like to see for powerlifting? What was something that Jeff likes to powerlifting to have? What is missing in today's powerlifting to you?
You know what I think powerlifting is missing? I think powerlifting is missing giving back. I think if somebody was to be like, "Yo, Jeff is gonna win. Jeff, if you do this competition, you're gonna win a gift card.
Right.
If you win first place,
Yeah.
or you're gonna compete at prime time. Who doesn't want to compete at prime time?
Right.
But those things motivate every single person. I'm telling you right now. The last competition was the Battle of MIC, right?
Yeah.
That competition was the best lifters in New York competing for one price, which was money.
Yeah.
But still, it was just like you're competing against the best. So that was like the motivation was like, yo, I'm competing against the best 5 guys or the best 10 guys in New York.
Right.
So I think that's just something that's missing in powerlifting was, yo, we have to
Give back more to the lifters.
give out more to lifters, and also we have to bring like a standard.
Yeah.
Like, yo, if you don't win, you don't win nothing. If you win something.
Right, because it
So-
still means your effort needs to be somehow a merit
Exactly.
of.
Exactly. So I think that's what's missing. And honestly, there's competitions still to this day that give out,
Yeah.
but a lot of competitions are now giving out, which is what I'm happy about because
Right.
I think that's what motivates people to do it. And some people just are missing that, like, yo, let's stop making USAPL is better than Powerlift America. Powerlift America is better than USAPL. How about we just bring a community and be like, yo, guys, try this out. Here's let's make it a little bit cheaper for people to compete. And just make it better for them. I think that's something that's probably gonna be.
Yeah, because once it's the politics, and that's the problem also we have in a tons of federation.
Yeah.
Now everybody wants a piece of the cake. Everybody
Yeah.
wants to be greedy and this and that. Give to which is the reason why we again decided to open this gym.
Yeah.
I feel like the sense of powerlifting and the sense of like helping the lifter and being about the lifter is very important.
Yeah.
And especially now today that we live in pretty much of a digital world.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but in powerlifting, we still get the energy from humans.
Yeah.
We like to talk to people. You like to see your coach. You like to see your peers. You want to see your competitors bring your A game.
Exactly.
So you're more into.
Exactly.
So that's still a human interaction that I feel like is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And then that's something I also want to see. Like you said, you want to be compensated in some of the powerlifting. So give more to the actual.
Lifters.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, these are the reasons why you also are in business doing a competition.
Exactly. I think that's
I
why
understand that absolutely.
I feel like that's what's missing now. Is like you're doing barely any competitions in New York, and you're doing all these competitions out of state.
Yeah.
Like Powerlift America is probably doing. They're doing the advances.
Yeah.
Houston, they're giving out to the community.
Yeah.
They're
Winning more
inviting
competition in New
people-
York, you mean?
Put more competitions in New York that have that standard
Yeah.
of like, why not USAPL do something like that and be like, yo, let's make a competition where it's not like a national, where it's not like this and it's not like that. It's just like it's the best people competing at one place. Like, I feel like that's what's missing. I feel like USAPL should do something like that instead of just making it nationals and
Right, of course. I see what you're saying.
PA or whatever
Yeah.
it's called. But I mean, that's what motivates me.
Yeah.
Nationals and all these little competitions where it's like prime time.
Yeah.
Like New York State took out prime time.
Yeah.
And that's what motivated me these years. I was like 2023, 2024, 2025. I competed at prime time in New York State. So I was just
Nice.
like, that's why I was like so happy to compete, was because like I know I'm competing against the best guys.
Yeah.
And I want to put my best performance because this is the best competition. This is the best people.
You want to be part of the best. You want
Yes.
to be consider yourself one of the best in New York
Yeah.
and internationally or wherever you take your
Yeah.
powerlifting to.
But who doesn't want to be?
Correct. Everybody. Otherwise, what would you get in the sports with?
Exactly.
Like I remember, I never started to be third place or second. Second is the first loser. You know.
Exactly. Who wants?
We all got in because we want to win.
Yeah.
Whatever that journey takes you, whatever placement of your meet, whatever it is, it's a
think-
learning experience.
And also, I feel like I have my client Nashawn, right? I remember when he first hired me, he was like, "Yo, do you believe I can make it to nationals?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, I think you could make it to nationals. Of course, I believe in you." And then what is he doing now? He's competing at nationals.
Yeah.
But that's the goal, right?
Well,
The
that's
goal is to
awesome.
be
Yeah.
like-
But it also comes from a motivating coach.
Yeah, of course. I'm like, yo, bro, like, I did it. You could do it. I missed my first chance when I first did my first competitions, and my second one and my third one. Then
Yeah.
I missed the chance to do it again. And then the year after that, I think it was 2024, I did New York State prime time, and then I qualified for nationals. The nationals opens, and then I failed to get in because everybody sells it out. And then last year was the first time I did nationals, I was really happy, and I had one of my clients there too. But that's when I was the happiest. I was like, yo, I'm competing at nationals.
Yeah.
I think that's the goal, right? The goal is to not stay in a local meet.
Look at me, of course. Move ahead. Move ahead.
Move
Yeah,
up,
move yeah.
up. And I feel like that's why I feel like I'm one of those people. Every time I meet somebody, even here, even outside of this, I'll be like, yo, compete at nationals. You have
Yeah.
all the numbers to compete at nationals. Do nationals. Why
Yeah.
are you
Do the
scared?
best that you could.
Exactly. You could do it, even if you lose, even if you get second place, right?
You're mixed with the best, and then you're part of that.
As then you're part of that second place. Oh, I got second place at nationals.
Yeah.
That sounds better than, yo, I got second place at a local meet.
Right. Correct.
You know,
yeah,
'cause,
I understand.
I think that's why I always try to motivate everybody I'm with.
I mean, if you're committed to something, go all the way in.
Exactly.
Try to be the best you can be in what
Exactly.
you decided to do. If you're into powerlifting, going to try to see as much as you can, whatever it takes you, go, be there.
Like it goes for every sport in the world,
Yeah.
right? It goes for trying to be the best basketball player, try to be the best soccer player, try to be the best football player, try to be the best bodybuilder.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, yo, I'm gonna compete and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it at my best and I'm gonna beat the best. And well, I'm gonna try to be the best, because then you got like LeBron James and stuff like
No.
that. You got Messi. So I mean, but besides that, you have people that you look up to, and it's just like those are the guys you want to be next to on the platform.
Well, Jeff, you're right in the peak season,
Yeah,
going into nationals. I really want to wish you the best luck because I think you're very motivating, even to me. You
thank you,
motivate me.
bro. I appreciate that, bro.
You like push everybody. We have a good community that supports you here, and then we also look up to you. We
Bro,
want you to do good,
yeah,
because then I think also push everybody,
yeah,
because we don't want the envelope to be too far from Jeff, right? So that's a beautiful thing, and I really like the reason you're sitting here is because I want people to see your story.
yeah,
It's like, yeah, New York is small, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that don't even know that you're going through this, and then that you are going through the whole competitions and you do all of this. So this is the reason why you're here.
yeah.
So people can share your story, hear your story, where you started from, how did you start it. That is not always a beautiful
It's
climb,
not. It's not.
and I'm always in the best meets. No, we have struggles, we overcome, we just keep going at it. You just have to be motivated, you have to be consistent with your work,
Yeah,
and you have to always see a big picture. At some
yeah,
point, will pay it off,
yeah,
and that's really what I admire from you.
yeah. I think what motivates me is motivating everybody else
Right.
around me.
Yeah.
And that's why I just keep doing this. Like I was telling, I'll be honest with you, man. This competition, going to this competition, I was like, yo, I have life struggles.
Yeah. Of course.
That's life was really like kicking my butt. Last week. So I was like, yo, like, do I even want to compete anymore? Am I gonna even do good? And then I had a small talk with myself and people close to me, and I was like, I can't give up.
Yeah.
Like if I go to nationals, my client's competing, and then he's gonna spend 2 more days, and then I'm not gonna compete because I'm gonna be like, yo, I don't want to compete no more.
Right.
That's why I'm like, I can't do it. And then I have people here, and I'm like, yo, Brian's doing nationals. He has life. He has kids. He has a wife, and that's like, bro, that's motivating.
Yeah.
Like, bro actually has something to do in life, and bro has kids, and he's still taking the time out of his day
Yeah.
to come to the gym for 1 hour, 2 hours, the time he has,
Which is
and do it.
also underdog powerlifting, baby.
Exactly. That's why I say like I love this sport because you don't know the adversity that people are going through.
Right. And then they get to channel it in that
Ex-
competition.
exactly.
And whatever that PR is, you don't know what goes behind acquiring that.
Exactly.
And the way they celebrate it, the way they feel, that's
Yeah.
just,
Cause like I took that week off last week, and then I came back
yeah,
here. You were here
yeah,
that Monday, this Monday that just
yeah,
passed, and I squatted 705 for a
yeah,
double,
yeah,
and that was crazy because I was like, I was first of all I was out of it. I wasn't really motivated. I was like, I ate a lot of food though, and I was like, yo, should I even go for 705 for a double? And then I did it. You were behind me, and then you helped me, and I was
yeah.
like, motivated me, and I was like, yo, I gotta lock in, man. And then that's what motivated me to continue doing this. And also, I just see people compete. I see people training all the time here and outside of this, and it's just like, what is there not to be motivated of?
Right.
You know?
Sometimes you just have to step back and look the whole picture and look
Exactly.
around because we focus on the bad things.
Yeah.
Then when you step out, this is what I have. Look everybody around, and that gives you a different perspective.
I mean, bro, there's like strong girls in here, bro.
Yeah, today that's what I'm
So,
saying. I was so proud of all the girls.
yeah, I mean, like,
This week, the girls kicked the guys' butt
yo, I
left and
mean,
right. Every single day was putting work. You could see them locked in, going at it. I'm like, yes.
yeah, I mean, like, but that's the thing, right? Like, you have women training
Yeah.
hard, you have men training hard, and that's what motivates you because now there's so much women competing now
Yeah.
in powerlifting. Before it was like, oh, I'm too scared to compete.
Right.
Now if you see, there's like probably
And you start questioning your own lift.
exactly. You're like, yo, how is this girl pulling 500 pounds? And then you're like, yo, she grinded for this
Yeah,
because
it's just
you
work
know
hard.
women are stronger than men, bro. They go through a lot more stuff than us,
Yeah,
physically and emotionally. But I'm just like, damn, like how? What is there not to be motivated?
that's right, man.
I think women should be powerlifting. Men should be powerlifting. Everybody should be powerlifting. Even kids. I mean, like I spotted kids competing, bro.
Yeah,
Like I did the spotting and loading, and
yeah,
there were like two kids competing, a little girl and a little boy. Like probably like 8 years old, and then the kid was like probably like 10 or 11. They
nice.
competing.
That's awesome.
That's what motivates me. Is just like, yo, they're starting young, and they're probably gonna stop maybe in the future, but maybe not.
Yeah,
Like what if they don't stop and they're the future?
yeah,
I mean, what's there to be scared of? You see older people competing, like elders. Like I'm talking about 70-year-olds
right.
competing still.
So
And
it's a very motivating world, though.
yeah, it is.
You
It
just have
is.
to look the right
You
way.
just exactly like if you just think negative all the time, you're gonna be put yourself in a negative place. And I
Yeah.
think, like, I still look into Mike Tyson. If you see Mike Tyson, he's still boxing. If you see
Yeah.
Mayweather, he's still boxing. These guys are still boxing. Half of the people stop training around till they die. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
these
absolutely,
guys,
yeah.
These guys
Because
train
you
hard.
can see really the passion and
Yeah,
everything,
the
right?
passion is just amazing, bro.
So it's the giving of this podcast is bring the passion, bring the motivation,
Exactly.
show up.
Show up, man.
Show up.
Show up. That's
Absolutely.
it, man. That's it. Just show up every day and you'll get it done.
Yeah,
Show
absolutely,
up every day.
man.
Just wake up, show up. Just be happy you got the chance to wake up.
And that's why I tell some of the guys here too. You have the privilege to train today.
Yeah.
Make the best of it today because you're here. Some others can be.
Exactly.
Absolutely,
I mean,
man.
You just said everything I wanted to say. I mean, that's really the point, man.
Yeah.
What is there to be down about? Just get up, show up, get it done, go home, repeat. So
Yeah.
I think that's like the best thing is just stay motivated.
Absolutely. And this is something that all the listeners and everybody listening just keep showing up. Even if you're not your best, it will come. Just keep showing up because that always pays off,
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, this has been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Appreciate it,
Absolutely, man. Good luck on nationals.
hell
We
yeah.
want to see big numbers. We got to lock in, baby.
I need 800.
Yeah. All right. See you guys.